Well, welcome back, Keith. Welcome back, and
Yes.
we are going to have a fantastic day of racing. We're taking a look right now at what we've got going on and what that Saturday card is going to be all about, Keith.
Yeah, we got a beautiful day right now. I mean, temperature's comfortable enough, what are we, 82, a little bit of a light breeze, maybe a couple of showers dancing around. I don't think it's going to affect us too much, but looking forward to a really good Saturday card, a good betting card, some contentious races in our feature today, the Start and Astra Stakes for the Maryland-bred, Maryland-sired 3-year-olds. That is a very
Salty.
quality field. Yeah, salty
Yeah.
field. I like that.
Very much
Yes.
so. So let's go ahead and get right into it for you guys. Let's start with that early pick 5. And the first leg is on the turf here on the lovely Laurel lawn, and a starter optional 30,000. 5.5 for the 3-year-olds and up. Keith, you go with the number 1 as well as I do, with Dr. Jeff on the inside. For Kieran McGee, Jamie Rodriguez. Let's go ahead and take a look at that effort from that last time out.
And Callie, if he comes back like he ran last time, it's lights out, 1-2 tree, right? It's over. I mean, the blinkers went on for this Kieran McGee runner, and man, he rated beautifully, was keen from the gate, took back off the other speed, shifted out, prompted in hand, and when the jock said go, man, he responded very strong through the wire. You love this performance. Can he repeat it? That's the question mark. Right behind him is the 2 horse this afternoon, Midday Image. He ran big. He kind of held for him, second off the break, right back. These two look like the two to me. If you're looking for a little value underneath, Rock the Boat, question mark. Looking for his form to come back. He just hasn't returned in the form that we would have liked. I'm sure the connections would have liked. He's got some big races over this turf course. The 7 and the 4 kind of similar. The 7 and the 6 similar styles from mid-pack. We'll see. But Dr. Jeff, I'll go right back to this one.
Pretty straightforward there. 1-2-5-7 for Keith Fusel in race number 1. Keith, let's talk about your early pick 4.
Okay.
You're back giving us a little bit of bang for your buck here. Let's see what your ticket looks like here today on this structure.
Yeah, it's a little $27 ticket, a little more we'd like to spend, but
it's
yeah,
that kind of card today.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's. I don't want to have one horse just to go ahead and hey, there's your winner. So we spread around here, 3 deep. Get you started 1, 3, and 5. Energy efficient. I'm looking for a rebound there in race number 2. Race 3 with the 1, 2, and 7. We get a little stack going here on Delacour in race number 3. Race number 4, also 3 horses we're going to use there. We go 1, 4, and 5. Mitt Mazel off time, maybe an all or nothing type. Wrap it up. Very good race here, race 5 for the Fillies and Mares, going a mile on the turf. 10-11. You can spread a little further than that if you'd like.
Oh, no. You can spread a lot in a couple of these races. I think I like your structure that you have here for your early pick 4. $27 ticket for Keith there. Starts in this Claiming 30, which have never won 3 for the 3-year-olds and up. A mile and 16th on the dirt. Scratching the 2, scratching the 7. You go with the number 5. You mentioned energy efficient, kind of coming for a little bit of comeback here for Ricky Silliman and Angel Cruz. Got a little taste of that, too, back.
Yeah, I think might have faced a little bit better back at Pimlico. That was a really good run, I thought. Off the rail, kind of speed favorite. They ran big despite some early trouble, bumped around, caught wide. Numbers there paired up almost, basically a 78 and a 77 buyer. Tactical speed. Then I looked at that race at Delaware, just almost 3-1. It never really kind of got comfortable, had some issues early, and a little tight, and then just kind of was down inside. You didn't want to be inside that day, May 25th at Delaware. Tried to make a little run up mid-stretch, just flattened out. Shorter field here with the scratch of the 2 and the 7. Magical Monarch's going to go from the inside. I think energy efficient can set up shop outside of that one.
Why not?
And just kind of, if he kind of runs back to that race against Mosler time, that was a better field than what he's facing today. But the one definitely does scare me on the front end. I think is going to go ahead and go your top selection. You look at those internals. Yes, it was a softer group that he beat, but the internals match up very well to a 3 in life, 25 up there, and the winner of that race came back to run a 76 number. So keying up against the right time. Good internals there. Barry Costner was a horse that broke its maiden year. But I like energy efficient coming back. Luigi Spirit against the grain, but expected more at 30 cents to the dollar. Second off the break, going to try to save ground and close into it. I'm sure that one wishes Malinois, maybe even T1 would have offered a little bit more flow up front. So I go 5, 3, 4, 1, 2. Tim CM. We make money off of this guy.
Right.
Right back quickly, and he got an assist. There was a scratch, I think, right right before the gate, gate scratch that day. Took one of the speeds out, and man, he was able to dictate. He doesn't need the lead though. He can just drop in, and I think maybe get first run on those two speed horses, because I think he's definitely got a little bit more tactical speed than Luigi Spirit.
And then we go with Energy Efficient as his top selection there in race number 2 to kick off his early pick 4. We go to race number 3. We're back on the turf here in this maiden special weight, going 1 mile and 16th for the 3, 4, and 5-year-olds, scratching the 3 and scratching the 8 States United. You go with the number 7. Oscar Martinez, of course, Arnaud Delacour, Victor Carrasco. We have a nice little Keith Fusel stat on Arnaud Delacour.
A couple of tweaks here. This horse has been off quite a while. But you know what? Doesn't really kind of bother Delacour runners, it seems. It's a smaller sample. We kind of took this here. First time gelding angle on the turf off of this kind of layoff, 180 day or more. 3 for 5. That should say turf. That's
we
turf.
Get it.
Yeah. 476 ROI. I think the last one going back a little bit was Shea Pierre, who was a really good runner. But Oscar Martinez, I thought, faced the right kind at Tampa. You see a T at 1. That's a horse scratch today. But you look back at his form. He ran well in the Ken Stakes, some other good races, and then the form kind of fizzled. Regrouped here, some forward works. Got to navigate 1 mile and a 16th off the break. Against some crack competition here with Flamenco Star Cinder Block. We'll take a little shot and work around the 7. Oscar Martinez here for Arnaud Delacour and Ernheim Farm Thoroughbreds. I think this horse can get somewhere a mid-pack and make a steady progression into a Flamenco Star. The 1 has to be paid attention to. Very big price at Delaware. I thought off the trouble trip I would have lost a lot of money. I did not have this horse on my stable mail. Brutal beat. Gets beat and nose by Clement Firster with J-Rod. Behind it was a 3 to 5 motion. This horse comes back. Positional speed, a barn going. Great guns here. In the last 30 days, very good with these turf runners. The 2 Cinder Block video spotlight, right, Cal?
Yes.
Yeah. Let's go to that. Let's go to Cinder Block. 2 tries, both very good. Once again, that debut try, 3rd beating 7. You think 7 getting beat a lot. No, that was a really good field, that winter cameo performance. Solid runner. Comes back to Pimlico for its second start as the 5-2 favorite. A little softer fractions. F35 was able to control it up front. The Russell runner got away with it at 13-1 that day. But you know what? I thought all in all, worked through some traffic, worked outward, back in, trying to the wire, firmer ground today. Can bring a run from a little further back if need be for this 3-year-old son of Blaine. So I think Cinder Block, very tough in front of Mission North, who came back to really run a big race, finally got his act together for Jack Fisher.
No, 7-2-1-6 for Keith Fusel. Gettleman.
Jack,
we mentioned
there's Jack Fisher.
There's another Jack Fisher again.
Yes.
But they ripped the blinkers off this time with Forrest. And I think taking a look at some of these races prior, that could really be a really nice move for
I think this horse works, no doubt. Comes off its debut, 77, Buyer 74. That beats these, right? Good enough. And the last time this horse was seen on the flat turf surface, back last summer at Indiana, Smokey Mandate. Really good horse. That horse has stakes placed a couple times since at Churchill. So class is there, face the right kind. These horses, to me, 1, 2, 7, 6, very tough to separate. You've got a little stranger in the 4, Master of Malice, looking just for that change of surface and some speed, maybe to try to go ahead and steal it on the front end, possibly for Brittany.
That's kind of what I was gearing towards, and I wanted to highlight again on your 6. Jack Fisher, 8 for 11 as of recently, in the money with the blinkers off. So,
wow. Okay.
it's just something that's really been working for the barn. So I was fighting between the 4 or the 7 and the 6 underneath on my pick. So I'm glad you have the number 6 underneath, Keith, as you go 7-2-1-6 there in race number 3. Race number 4 starts the Rainbow Pick 6 now. I could have gone a couple different ways with this ticket. I either could have gone super expensive, but I decided to go super duper cheap here.
Okay.
$14.40. Just because I have 2 horses in race number 8, I highly suggest you go a little bit wider. I think there is so much raw talent in that Start and Askra Stakes. I'm not really afraid of my singles, of both of my singles in the 7 and races 7 and 9. We'll have a video spotlight on my single and the last a little bit later. Also, race number 5. there's a lot underneath that could really surprise us in that field, especially coming up in my head, the 5 and the 6 are ones to possibly add. So if you want to go a little bit more expensive, by all means, I just gave you a bare bones structure of my ticket, $14.40. I was either going to go super cheap or I wasn't going to go at all, Keith, because I like a lot of horses that are running here today. But anyway, it starts in the 7,500 here, going a mile for the girls 3 and up. No scratches here. Keith, you have the number 4, Sweet Heidelberg. Gene Brasino gets the call here, and we're clearly looking for those efforts back on the bigger tracks.
Yeah, I mean, just I'll dismiss the try at Charlestown. Call it, down inside on turns. Never really picked it up after being 3 wide early. It gets, starter field, comes back here for 75. She's proven over the surface. She's shown the ability to come from a little bit further back. At the mile, 0 for 3, but has run second one time. I think she can get positioned to track Mitt Mosel. Your top selection to me is all or nothing in the return. You look at just who she's faced, how fast she's run. But it's been a while, a long while. How is she going to adapt to the situation here? Because you've got a couple fillies and mares here that are in okay form. She better be on it here for 7,500. Sweet Heidelberg, I think, get the position to stalk and move into it. I definitely fear the 1, Shell Bell, avoided claim, but comes back, given a little bit of a break, hasn't been seen since April. Beaten favorite last time, but another one. Popped a 69 buyer 2 races ago. Has enough speed. I don't think this horse wants to kind of get involved. She's shown the ability to win on the front end. I don't think you really want to kind of get involved early with Mitt Mosel. Just keep her attention a little bit, breathe down her neck, and try to go by. 1-4-4-1 for me. I'm keying around in race number 4.
There we go. And we move on to race number 5, kicking off that late pick 5 in the turf. And a starter optional 20,000 going a mile for the girls 3 and up. Scratches in the 2, 6, and 8. Keith, you have the number 11 on top. Princess Giovancia. This is in the barn of Liz Merriman. Horacio Caramanos. Really nice effort in a listed stakes at Penn National last time out.
That was a good effort. I mean, she had great position early, gets the better field. She sat there, worked outward, and just nipped late for a placing, but very, very willing. She comes back here, third off a little bit of a break over a turf course she really likes. Thinks, what is she, 3 for 4 over this turf course? Yeah, the outside draw does concern me a little bit. I think Joya del Sur will go ahead and go outside of her to clear off. But Princess Giovancia, Caramanos capable to kind of work inside. Now, she is in for the tag. A little bit interesting here after that good try for the stake. But the last time she was in for a tag, she got it done. So look for this one to settle in there about mid-pack and make the run. Go ahead and attack about the quarter pole.
There we go. Instinctive underneath for Miguel Rodriguez at Dexter Haddock. They all ship in for this effort over from Parks, but really a fun effort last time out at the starter allowance.
The 10 and the 11. Instinctive Princess. Look at the record on the turf. Instinctive, 6 for 14. Princess, 4 for 9. Really good. They hit the board. This one beat a little bit of I thought that wasn't the strongest nickel starter at Parks, but the way she did it emphatically, she just kind of tracked outside and really powered away late. She is proven, as is our top selection, my top selection, over this turf course. Again, gets flow with Joya del Sur. We'll see how far she goes. Kind of a question mark course, white knuckle flyer. Clearly his run against consistently better fields, but albeit sprinting. She scratched to go here to try to stretch things out a little bit. Everything kind of leans a little bit shorter distance. Let's see if they might be able to fool her. She's got the right kind of rider to nurse her along and try to bring a finish in Georgie Ruiz.
11-10, 7-4 for Keith Usel there in race number 5. We will be right back after this commercial break to talk about the rest of this wonderful Saturday card. We're back with the maidens here in this 45, going 5 furlongs on the dirt for the 2-year-old fillies. Keith, you have the number 5 as well as I do on top. And First Pearl, first-time starter for Gary Capuano with Tori Alba on top.
Yeah, and this mare's had a lot of foals, 12, yet to hit with a firster. So we're reaching a little bit. It's a little bit of a guessing game in race number 6. But in Gary Cap, we trust. I'm kind of I like one of his horses a little bit later as well. But First Pearl, plenty of winners there. The works, just a slew of steady works. This horse looks like she's ready to go right out of the box. Shouldn't come up short, I don't think. 7 Bourbon and Lace. Anthony Pecoraro snuck in here year in and year out with these 2-year-olds, second out, and has done well. Overall, through all these tracks, like 16 for 44, 33 of 44 in the money with the 2-year-old maidens. Second start with an ROI of 272. That speaks volumes. Faced a pretty good horse, another Gary Cap. It's Hammer Time up at Delaware. Tried, just couldn't really make an impact. I think the experience is going to help for her and the horse on the outside coming in from Churchill. Kiss Cam gets a great clear draw. 3 races under her belt. Proven speed will go ahead and send. But I'll kind of guess here a little bit for First Pearl, the 1st or 5th gear. Phil Cap, your son right next door here. This is another one by Holy Boss out of an unraced mare scoot. But, half to, I think, a horse by the name of Sing Scat, who's won turf and dirt, and even the one, Grayson's Girl. Not a ton to go on. The mare was all right. I just, second dam, I would go back. Proven winner, a 9-time winner here for Barnton. Get him ready to crack first time out. And Angel Cruz with Brittany, 2 for 5. Okay, with these first-time starters with an ROI, just over $4. 5-7-6-8. Again, this is a like, not a love kind of a pick. I wish I had a little bit more steam on one of these firsters.
Right. There's no really one to hone in on. We just both happen to land on the number 5 as you go 7-6-8 to finish up. They're in race at number 6 back on the dirt. In race number 7, 3/4 of a mile here for the 3-year-olds and up in this allowance optional 40. Scratching the 6. Arden's lucky to be. Keith, you land on the number 3, the judge and jury, Jamie Ness. Jamie Rodriguez, let's take a look at that nice, impressive last win back in April here at Laurel.
Yeah, Ness train just kind of keeps rolling along now. Slight law and then right back at it. Powerful, powerful barn. And the judge and jury, it's kind of horse for course for me. 3 starts at Laurel, 2 wins, and a 3rd. Not the easiest of trips at Delaware, but it was really sharp this day in the same condition, optional to other than kind of a swoop here, 4-5 wide after stalking. And he's got the ability to come from a little bit further back as well. I don't think he wants to let the speed get too far away. Key scratch with Arden's lucky to be, but just back here is going to kind of vault him, I think, back to one of those top performance, a high 80 kind of a buyer figure for this Nest runner.
You go with Swill underneath for Brittany Russell. The 7-5 Dreams, Michael Moore, Andy Hernandez. They team up well in the 1 on the rail. Take charge 2 for Kieran McGee and Barbosa. Yeah,
Swill, I think they've kind of figured him out a little bit, taking him a little bit further back. It worked on the dirt, then it worked on the turf. Not a bad try at all, but a reclaim here for Russell. Yes, face Rominski, bump and run. You see this kind of a little bit of relief, some of those prior dirt sprints. I'm going to use this one. Again, probably would have hoped that speed stayed in because I think they've got this guy figured out here. Save ground under rating and then work out a trip in the 3/8 pole to run into it. 5 Dreams gets the help, as does Takes Charge 2 from the rail. These 2 the primary speeds. 5 Dreams has run well over this track. I think an 85, only time it was a mistake. Back, he can kind of dog the inside speed if he needs to and take it from there. So interesting shipper here for Michael Moore with Andy Hernandez.
No, definitely. 3-2-7-1 there for race number 7 with Keith Fustel. Now let's touch on our feature race of the day, the Star Dinaskra Stakes, going 7 furlongs on the dirt for these 3-year-olds. You and I both land on Haley's First Notion.
Oh, I would have never. Okay, 5-7, 5-7.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I didn't think we'd come up with the same horses, especially top 2 together.
Yeah.
We did it.
Yeah, we're here. Haley's First Notion, of course, Haley's Flip winning her first stakes win, first Trident Stakes Company, Gary Capilano, J-Rod.
That's the horse you rode, right?
Yes.
Yes, Haley's Flip. Cool.
Yes.
So, and how about this? So she's had 2 foals, right? Both of them won.
This is the first one.
No, the second one won.
The second one won just last
recently.
week.
Yeah, so that was really, really cool.
Yes.
So 3 for 3, perfect record. And going back, Robin and I were discussing this one upstairs in the press box. It just looks, he's been put in some positions, doesn't seem really fazed by any issues that he's had so far, caught in between, and he looks to me to have a little bit more in the tank each race.
Right.
So yes, from a number standpoint, does he has to step up? Yes. Probably 6, 7 points. I think he can do it. That's a couple lengths. And, again, we're going to trust in Gary Cap. Tough in these situations with these 3-year-olds. 7/8 of a mile. Tricky distance going right back from the 5.5. So shortened up from 6 to 5.5 out to 7. with some quality speeds. Quinn Sproul, your favorite at 8-5 on the morning line, hasn't been seen for a couple months. But man, did he show a slew of ability in his first two starts. We're going to go back to a video spotlight of his most recent at the 1-turn mile here in April. Is able to get the lead, kind of control things, 24-248 as things picked up. And he just got stronger. A little bit erratic through the stretch, but ridden out to the wires are common. There it is. Ooh, the little drifting about.
Green.
Yeah, a
little
green.
It was? It hit on the right side for the first time, switched over to that left lead, and that's kind of what that was. That was more of just a green reaction than anything.
And then look, when things corrected, ears pricked to the wire, really, really eager, sharp time. 88 buyer in debut, 92 buyer. His horse of the two, better than anything else in here. Where's he been? And all these horses, Lasix coming off. How will that affect things when it's all said and done? But keying up horses, Patinga Swin, who he beat clearly in his debut, has come back. His most two recent numbers, 95 at Delaware, then a 90, I think, at Penn against Older. So he's beaten the right kind. I know Work His Life ran a couple big races after that, but where's he been? Lasix off concern at a shorter price. Hence, I go a little bit higher here with 8-1 in Haley's First Notion. Got to talk about the band runs on. I got to talk about Play Harder. These two neck apart last time out in that optional A other than. Band runs on. May have had a little bit of a tougher trip, higher and a little bit wider, just kind of slight hang, edge late. I don't even want to call it a hang. She tried. I mean, he tried really, really hard. But turning back in distance at that 5.5 sprint, I thought he finished up better than Play Harder. But, man, what a horse this guy's been. 4 of 5. He could have been perfect. He had a lot of trouble in his defeat. You just put him in a position, and he's going to battle you tooth and nail every step of the way from the quarter pole home. So very, very good alignment of horses here in the start of Nashville. Circle P.
I almost could have hit the all button on my ticket.
Yeah.
To be honest, there's a lot of raw talent here. You talk about Circle P coming back to Laurel after the last effort at that allowance.
Yep.
I think that this one just kind of. This one needs a confidence booster.
He does. I've been chasing him.
I think that's where the 7 furlongs could potentially really hit this one really well. We're getting back to a preferred distance, I think, with this one. And no shame for trying for these longer distances. I mean, he showed the talent in that juvenile, but I think it's coming back to the 7 furlongs. It's going to really help him out.
Yeah, there is some speed definitely signed on here. 7/8 could just be what the doctor ordered for Circle P. You go back to that race on the go back to Maryland Juvenile. We made that run off of the duel. Interesting. Band runs on like Capcom's third time gelding angle.
Right.
You can make kind of a case almost for every Blue Kingdom. Blinkers go on. That was a late change of equipment here for the 6th Blue Kingdom. You see the short comment tried to get out last time around the turn, but still one ridden out, drew off by 7. Everything kind of clicked through the lane. Celtic Contender got back to winning ways last time. He looked really, really good.
I know it's the 5.5 to stretching out, but the horse has proven at the longer distances already. I just took that 5.5 as saying, hey, we're just kind of coming back onto the scene a little bit. Took a step a little bit.
If you're going to try to go ahead and beat the favorite in Quinn Sproul, you've got all these horses showing definite ability. Look for your best price for 1 or 2 of them. Work them top and bottom. First play's got to be kind of with the fielder. Just toss the favorite, take the rest of them, and then go from there.
There we go. 5714. Keith Fustel there in the start in Nebraska. Let's go ahead and wrap things up here. Back on the turf, back on the Laurel lawn, in this claiming 20,000, which have never won 3, going a mile for the girls 3 and up. Scratch in the 3, 4, and 10. Keith, you and I both go with Catch the Kitten, of course, 8-12, and let's take a look at that effort for Caitlin Kyle. Johan Rosado, who rode beautifully in the first turf race yesterday, by the way.
Yeah, this is the race. And Go Chanel, don't leave her out earlier in the day. She had a ton of trouble in this race that we're going to show with Catch the Kitten. Got up there by a neck. But into the first turn, a little steady here. The 5 horse, you're going to pick it up going into the first turn. The horse just inside, and another little tap of the brakes for that one going into the first turn with about 6 furlongs remaining. There you go. Almost a little bit of a check for Rosado and Catch the Kitten. She's able to recover from that. Kind of works up, gets position off a 3-pronged battle past the 5/16. Works outward about 5 wide when it's all said and done. Top of the stretch, actually got the jump on Go Chanel, who was down inside and kind of held up, stymied there for about an eighth of a mile. But she finishes up well. She tries really hard, brings this run, pops to the front. Go Chanel just a little too good that day, but right back at this level, she fits beautifully. I think Major Houlihan is back, showed he could track and continue on. I think she makes the first move into Please Marry Me, who's going to go from the inside. But lurking, I think Catch a Kitten is going to be sitting at a great spot ready to pop and pounce from the quarter pole.
8-12-1-2, Keith Fustel there in our finale here for Saturday. Keith, let's dive into those picks a little bit further. Let's talk. You give us 2 value plays. Yeah. Let's talk about race number 5 in Princess Givenchy and Liz Merriman, Caramanos, 6-1 there in race number 5.
Yeah, it's a really encouraging effort, second off the bench, back here in for the tag. Little concerned about that, but we talked about it. She's won for the tag the last time she was in for the tag, so take a shot here. I think, I don't know if we'll quite get 6, 7-2, 4. I'll take it. I mean, it's an interesting race. Money could be spread about in there. White Knuckle Flyer going to take play off the class drop. But Caramano's got to navigate, get inside, through that first quarter of a mile, let her relax. I think she can make a run and get over the top late.
And in the start and NASCAR, you go with Haley's First Notion at a price of 8-1. Gary Capuano, Jamie Rodriguez. There's a lot to say about all about what's coming from that family.
Yeah, a lot of perfection right now for the family. That's what's been happening. And just looking at his races, I think there's something more there. And he's going to need to bring it today.
Jumping from that 5.5 from the short distance to the 7 will be interesting. It was Victor Carrasco's birthday yesterday, but he was the one giving all of the gifts. $10.80 for his first winner in race number 3. You skip ahead to race number 6. He gives a 16. Let's go ahead and play that video. $16.20 in his second win in race number 6 on Kings River. And then in race number 7, he goes with Carrie Brown Summer Anthem, $9.20. If we could play that video, that would be great. Josh.
Not sure we've got the video, but it was a really good day for Carrasco. If anybody else has got a birthday today, let us know. I'll just kind of bet a couple bucks on all their mounts.
There we have it.
Yeah, that was strong.
Very strong. Very well done. Happy birthday, Victor. Happy belated birthday. We will go on to Dave Rodman for some more changes and scratches here for the Saturday card.
All right. Good luck, everybody.